Hi there, and welcome to Apple World. Diddy's life, and people trust me when I say it's not positively obviously Tupac family is one stage away of breaking the horrible shooting of the late rap legend also. As Pac's sibling mopr says, generally free closes lead to the Shawn puffy quiets, so this happened 2 or 3 months prior to the media. Detonated with the titles that Pac's family recruited more legal advisors to dig further in the cases that Diddy was engaged with the shooting as the tableau revealed in those days the family was wanting to seek after lawful activities against the shamed music versatile in case in the event that anything would be found, and people assuming that you accept what Peace's sibling is saying, we can express that Mr. Combs is as of now a super terrifying for Puffy on the grounds that he was terrified. No. Doubt he was terrified, yes, I concur. I really do concur. Diddy has an adequate number of lawful difficulties in his day-to-day existence at this moment, yet it doesn't mean he ought to be saved for the aggravation he caused the group of Tupac. As one of the agents said, I believe it's pretty critical you realize I don't think anyone saw this approaching. It's been 27 years I think anyone had surrendered trust on an indictment, and this, sort of changes the game and open things up. However, how about we hang tight for the real examination results to be reported furthermore? Notwithstanding the quietness about the current development for this situation in the midst of the recently tracked down against Combs, Hax's relatives appear to be very sure about getting sufficient evidence to at last charge him and toss this individual behind the bars. The following 2 or 3 months will be wild, and particularly for Diddy, on the grounds that Tupac's sibling is saying that neither him nor the police are too dumb to even consider putting stock in the hip-hit portable's guiltlessness, cause we've been chipping away at various lawful stuff throughout the long term, yet in spite of the twirling it's of gossip and consistent clarifications behind Diddy's association in this wrongdoing. He continues to deny all claims and calling them complete honeybees, yet it appears like his activities sort of go against what he's platitude out in the open. Recollect how last year, when the case was resumed, Prin gave a major meeting saying that Diddy reached him straightforwardly and denied assuming a part in the shooting. However, this time, Diddy got captured his falsehoods. You see people a couple of days before this call happened, Las Vegas policing captured CFA. The indictment guaranteed he was the one to execute the rap legend back in 1996, however, as his lawyer kept saying Kessie was only the mannequin in another person's hands, and afterward, this call happened that didn't, as a matter of fact, persuade mopr and D's all-out blamelessness. He was taking a gander at me, and me and my sister went in to see him, and he was attempting to sight of the stipe. Range case of Who Gun Tupac thriving years has been opened again, almost 30 years after the rapper's death. Dislike we were drawing near to track down the response. KYD demanded his blamelessness, and people she has the help of the main individual who was thinking correctly on the site of shooting Suji Knight, the previous maker who was sitting close to Pac in the vehicle when he was gunned down in September 1996, is one of the couple of individuals with first-hand information on precisely who killed. Simply look that certain figures had paid large chunk of change, attempting to cover the follows that lead to the genuine guilty party, as one individual composed hate. To say it, yet they won't ever associate Diddy to this regardless of what Key said and another client remarked for what reason do. They hold it away from view. Puff ought to be in prison for quite a while. However, if the roads keep quiet, it seems like the recently found proof might reveal more insight on the story. The continuous adventure of the Tupac strange case keeps his family on the edge, yet assuming you think they have been basically trusting that the police will do their work, no people they got their hands occupied with their own examination and at last connected Diddy to this shooting presently. Apparently, Diddy gets himself awkwardly roosted in a tough situation, possibly painted as the brains behind it all. If you realize how Tupac's sibling Tupac Shakur dropped a sensation disclosure about a discussion he had with Diddy. As indicated by him, Diddy by and by contacted him to deny any contribution in Tupac's 1996 shooting. Puffy got back to me and the day he was like, I simply maintain that you should realize I have nothing to do with your siblings' dumb eyes. I know what your identity is. Nevertheless, we won't ever meet furthermore. I simply need to call you man-to-man furthermore. Let you in on that, I don't have anything to do with your siblings' shooting. Yet suspicious of Diddy's self-declared blamelessness, mopr felt that the big shot was just attempting to get favor in the event things took a turn for the more awful and lawful difficulties came thumping like a person that is blameworthy, him calling you, attempting to argue his honesty since Key D is helping the police dig to the underlying foundations of this case. The fact that he straightforwardly makes it incomprehensible involved, and his Tupac's sibling suspects the ex-hoodlum is attempting to point the police in the correct bearing the slugs found in his home, were tried by legal specialists, and it was discovered that they are not something very similar, that were utilized to weapon down the rap legend. Clearly this case isn't that basic, and since Key demands he was not following up on his own will, his words are viewed in a serious way now, the supposed D's suspect of the shooting fellow named Orlando Anderson was chipping away at his own, however. As numerous others, Tupac's sibling mopr doesn't trust that this person had any motivation to dispense with Tupac, and he's anxious for the primary authority report for this situation and Diddy's conceivable association find out about it. Individuals, be mindful what's happening on the planet, cuz it ain't going no place now. As you probably are aware, Orlando Anderson didn't actually have the opportunity to show up in court and face the ramifications for making those lethal shots, since this person died several years subsequent to pulling the trigger and end the rap. Furthermore, the conditions of this own destruction were somewhat disputable, as Tupac's sibling uncovered in his meeting with satire publicity that he was unable to grasp the reason why the examination was deferred and put on hold for just about 30 years, particularly taking into account the way that the roads are talking, and there's one individual who everybody considers blameworthy in Tupac's less than ideal end. 27 years they've been being familiar with man for a long while, no less than 20, with new subtleties becoming an integral factor. The police say the examination can keep going for quite a long time, or even months, as how much proof they had found in Bistro D's home is essentially colossal, and in spite of the fact that everybody appears to concur that there's one scandalous music maker named Diddy who will possibly go down. Because of the examination, the police can't just barge into his home on the grounds that a great deal of individuals continue to express that he's to be faulted. A previous lap cop, Greg Caden, asserted that Grammy Award-winning craftsman Shay Diddy CS was liable for recruiting a group to shoot his industry adversary Tupac, and presently, at the point when the case has a significant leap forward, mopr welcomes everybody to grab popcorn. What's more, watch Diddy go to prison for this skilled policing. Follow up, or I'm not a cop. You know I don't, However, I'm not moronic. Clearly, KYD was assuming a part of the source for a long time. New proof demonstrates that back in 2009, he was associated with a secret examination that ensnared Diddy from recruiting a hit. C claims that Puffy extended $1 million for the employment opportunity to be done. Key gave meetings to police in 2008 and 2009, making sense of his insider information on the hit, itemizing the affirmed second and guaranteeing that it's more convoluted than anybody recalls. Then everybody thought he was simply trying to make speedy money by making a story. However, clearly Pac's family didn't reject his assertions against Diddy from their examination. He needed to do this is the arrangement. That was the arrangement. It's been just about a long time since the shooting. What's more, the Pac's family, alongside many fans, can hardly hang tight for the response to this puzzle of the century. Will he go to prison, since there are such countless signs pointing at him? As one individual remarked, "Puffy strolling free is insane to me. Everything this man has done is crazy. He certainly will help." And another client added Diddy additionally. Subscribe Apple World for more videos.